Good morning, Turtle Club. I hope everyone is having a great start of this week. I'm having a pretty fantastic time. A lot of stuff going on in Turtle Home right now. Turtle Cave, Turtle House. It's all kind of coming together, and I just kind of... we just had the double battle, and we parked it over here. Alright, so, so a couple things. One, in case anyone out there takes a look at my profile pic, on this particular account, you may notice that the profile pic's updated. And it's all because we have a new game coming out very soon. A little one that you guys may have heard of called The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And I am super stoked. Like, completely stoked for this game coming out. I'm raring to go. Had pre-order forever ago, doing the digital only with the vouchers. And got the message that soon TM we'll be able to actually start pre-downloading it, and that's just amazing in itself. Looks like we have one of those guys that's probably going to be very susceptible to being set on fire. So really stoked. The plan for that is Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I'm not sure either Saturday or Sunday. It's going to be one of the two. I'm thinking Saturdays we'll be streaming Zelda. Mondays, of course, we'll be streaming Pokemon. And Sundays will be just me giving a nice little rest. So that's, but I'm going to be playing the snot out of a lot of Zelda guys. Really looking forward to that. Hey, we whiffed on the fact that this is going to be susceptible to fire. But, fear not, it's susceptible to dark type. So we should be good here. Chomp. 10 levels higher than Kadabra. Knock that thing right off the park. Other games that I'm super stoked for. There's a game out there that's not something that we'll be able to stream on this channel. The gameplay looks great. Called Redfall. It's actually something of a genre mashed up that I kind of like. But there's also a survival crafting game coming out that I'm kind of got on my radar. It's on a wish list, and it looks really, really interesting. I'm trying to remember. Oh my gosh, I've been looking at just so many things here lately, guys. It's just boggling what all's coming up. I mean, the number of games that are coming out. And of course, you know, the big talk from a lot of my friends right now is Jedi Survivor. Personal friends, people I hang out with, people I pal around with at night. You know, they're all kind of talking about how that game is just consuming their time right now, and with good reason. If you're playing it on console, especially, it came out really good. On PC, there's some well, it doesn't really work that well on PC right now. There's a lot of things that can cause PC launches to go bad, and to be honest, one of the things that makes PCs so amazing is also one of its largest detriments. Houndoom versus Geodude, not going to be a good time for Houndoom. Let's go for Shellos. So, computers, right? They come out, you get a graphics card, you get RAM, you get CPU, you get hard drive, maybe you get a solid state drive, maybe you get a GD drive, maybe you get any number of various different kinds of things to build your computer with. And, you know, I, for the most part, I've done the pre-built for a very long time. I used to do the custom build and put all my things together, and be very disappointed if it didn't work the way I wanted it to because of something that was special or finicky or something like that. And that's the beauty of PCs, though. You can take all these different components and put them together and make just a monster beast. The problem is, as a software developer, right, you can't really plan for all the things. You can plan for the most common things, the most popular things. Like, maybe it's an Intel or an AMD chipset, maybe it has so many different thread counts, maybe it has so many different cores available to it. Yeah, you know, like quad core, very popular, 6 core, 8 core becoming more popular. And so you can build your game within certain confines, but you don't know what the end user is going to get. So you can get around that a little bit by having a minimum system requirement. And the minimum system requirement is just that, almost. And what I mean by that is, almost is, well, if you say a graphics card capable of doing a certain thing, well, not all graphics cards are created equal. In fact, depending upon the graphics card manufacturer and the chipset used, and the actual VRAM and everything else used, and the actual type of VRAM, right? Those graphics cards may or may not be equivalent to what you're asking for. Let's see. I do bike. Good press, right? Bug Buzz, such a good bug move in this game. So you can get around a little bit of the bare minimum requirements in essence. So we're going to go down, go around. But the thing you run into though, when you get around those bare minimum requirements, is that even the bare minimum requirements, you know, aren't really the bare minimum because of the variations you can have there. And so you get a situation where you've done all the coding, you've done all the designing. What? I'm not sure why we wouldn't want to go there. Oh, I know why. There's just bound to be a hidden item, right? Oh no, we don't go underground. And so you start to have to really start trying to test a lot of stuff and exclude some people when you start building PC games. And it's not that hard to exclude people. I hate that, right? It really isn't. I mean, if you design for like the most common stuff, then the people that don't have the most common stuff are going to get left out. So you have people who are reviewing the game, and they're having problems. They're having crash problems. They're having all sorts of issues. And part of it is also the, and I'm not going to lie, right? There is some actual DRM that's de novo. It's very commonly reported on as having horrible behavior patterns. Here we go. And causing problems. Causing not just behavior problems, but performance issues. I can't dismount my bike there. That's fine. Tiny mushroom. And it's not just this particular game, right? It's lots of different PC games that have issues with that. When you want it to be one thing, oh man, this is just too much of a good thing experience-wise. You know, Grottle hasn't been getting a whole lot of levels lately as far as primary. So let's just bring him up and let Grottle eat on some magic cards, which is probably what this is. But you know, that's kind of where we are with, you know, gaming and stuff on PC. Is just you have all these combinations, and people try their best to build something that's going to work on just about anything. Now, the low-end PC, I think that's one problem. The high-end PC is also a problem, because some high-end components can do unexpected things, depending upon how you build your system, how you build your games. One of the old-school, fun little examples on the site for that is the original Mega Man on PC. Mega Man was ported to a computer. It was really badly ported. That's a whole different problem itself, but back then what they did is they used the CPU, graphics cards. They used the CPU cycle as a way to update the graphics. So the frame rate on the game and the actual gameplay loop and everything was based upon the processor. Worked really good on the technology. The gameplay was very smooth. if your processor was doing other things in the background, your game could slow down. But today's processors are bananas compared to these. I mean, a Core i5 generation like 9 or whatever it's into, that is going to be so many times advanced to a 286 computer that you could just hold the right button on your keyboard for a few seconds and be dead and not know why. I mean, it's a fun game to kind of play with people with, right? Because it's like, oh well, I'll get this, and then like they just fly off the screen. They don't know why, and that's, you know, so that's an older problem. But today's day and age, you have some standardization that kind of helps with that on your higher end, but not necessarily. So there are some games that some of the background functions of the game. Oh, finally, here we go. Shall we become a Gastry? Gastrodon, getting that ground type move. Now we have something that can take out all sorts of electric types and not have to worry about things. Sweet. But so, you know, that said, there are lots of people having a great time with Jedi Survivor. How they're doing that? Largely console. Because that's the other, you know, side of the coin, console. Other than a couple of differences between, like, the baseline of the console and the prestige or the premium version of the console, like in the case of the PlayStation 5 that's got the discless version and the disc drive version, or the PS4 Pro versus the PS4 Mini, or the Xbox Series Alphabet Soup that they have coming out, right? Those things are going to vary a little bit, but not much. And for the most part, in the world of consoles, when you do increase the performance of a console, you're not doing it by randomization. You're not doing it by Frankenstein parts or piecing things together between system to system. In the case of the Pro version of a console, right, it's going to be mostly the same components, mostly the same brands of components, and mostly the same style of chipset and everything else. It's just that the performance of a chipset, or the performance of, say, the RAM, or the performance of the drive, right, is going to be increased. And so if you program something to perform really well on a base console, it's going to perform very well or exceptionally well on the step up. And to some degree, there are, you know, performance differences. Let's see, here you Grottle. You're being intimidated by Gyarados. That's important. You probably are just flying versus him. He doesn't have any flying abilities. You might flinch though. Yeah. That's great. And we're slower, of course. Alright. This should be pretty good. Hey, it looks like we got Lurk Squad coming in this morning. Thanks for all coming in, guys. But yeah, so as far as, you know, various games are concerned, right, from a performance standpoint, you're usually going to do really well. Now, in some cases, there's going to be some things like in the case of the Switch, right, the performance isn't all that different between the original Switch, the basic Switch, and the OLED Switch. The screen looks great on the new Switch. It doesn't really do much, but it looks great. It doesn't change the handheld resolution, right? I mean, it's still 720 on handheld, it goes 1080 on the dock. But the 720 looks a lot better because it's OLED. Oh man, this is a pretty fun little hero right here. Ice Fang, that was great. So, you know, that kind of, it's kind of like kind of the way things will look out, right, for when you're looking at performance things. And it's not really easy for a company to build around, because you still don't know in the PC world what all people are going to have. But on console world, you know. But that's different code sets even. Shards wanted, technical machines offered. Okay, we're not going to do anything there. This person's just going to keep rotating. We're just going to take that. Oh, this is muck. Alright. Time for us to use, not Pokédex. Time for us to use our brain. And we're going to do that by hopefully having our favorite item in all of Pokemon, Repel. Didn't the 3DS have a bunch of flavors depending on what version you had to determine what game features you? So, Frankie, hey man, welcome dude. And so the 3DS had something like that. So what the 3DS wound up doing is they had the 2DS, right? And they had the 3DS. And now, between those two, there's a lot of confusion because you then had also the DS and the DSi. Now, that's where things get really kind of hairy because everyone considers all four of those consoles to be the same, and they're not. The DS and the DSi have one type of cartridge, and the 2DS, 3DS have another type of cartridge. And as far as compatibility and stuff goes, there's some differing there as well. Now, the DS, of course, stands for dual screen. And so the original DS and DSi, those games will, in fact, play on the 2DS and 3DS. The 2DS and 3DS games, though, will not play on the DS and the DSi. They're not backwards compatible or forwards compatible, like you call them. As far as features go, the DS was just a game console, like your Game Boy Advance, except for it had two screens. And that was all the bells and whistles it really had. Your DSi had two extra features. One, it had internet capabilities. That's what the I stood for. It was the dual screen internet version. Which means you could collect online games, install them, and all that kind of stuff. That was kind of their way of combating, I think it was the PS Vita, was what it was. I always forget because I'm not a PlayStation person largely. The PSP and the PS Vita, one came before the other, and that was what the DS was trying to actually defeat. Now, they either model DS, DSi, or 2DS, 3DS, they both had, all four of those had dual screens. The 3DS came out first between the 2DS and the 3DS, which also is kind of weird. But the 3DS had a little weird 3D slider thing that, for a lot of people, just made your head hurt. It was designed similar to the way 3D televisions were being made back at that time. And 3D TVs, what they did is they had like two different screens overlaid with this weird kind of film that would make the left image and the right image and kind of just coalesce into this one 3D kind of image. The 3DS tried to do similar by having those two screens. Okay, PSP came first. Alright, then Vita. So yeah, the PlayStation Portable is what the DS was trying to fight back against when they came up with the DSi. And so the 3DS, what it really did with the slider is there was two screens, and they both kind of did this thing. And if you looked at it right, with your eyes kind of at the right distance, the image would kind of be 3D. Weasel? Yeah, we'll keep Grotlots still. And what it did for most people, though, is if you didn't hold it right, I mean, it was like those 3D magic eye pictures, you would just wind up with a headache and really want to sit your 3DS down. A friend of mine, when I used to live in Oklahoma, called the 3DS a portable virtual boy with what it did. Now, you didn't have to use the 3D slider on the 3DS. You could simply just keep it at a flat level, and the games would just be fine, because when you just kept it at the flat level, the two screens lined up perfectly on top of each other, providing nothing bad happened to the 3DS, because if something happened to the 3DS, the two images would drift a little bit, just, you know, a pixel or two, which would be enough for your image to be mostly ruined. The 3DS, again, it came first, and Nintendo thought they had hit, you know, a gold mine. Of course, anytime Nintendo comes up with a console, they think that they've hit the jackpot in the gold mine. No, not for now. Let's cut it down. We're gonna grab this ball here. We're gonna be very sad that it's just the next special attack, but it's fine. But so the 3DS just wasn't selling really well. It was actually being outsold by the DSi still. And so when Nintendo did some surveys to find out, hey, how come you guys don't like this new Game Boy? They found out through product testing that it was because of the 3D function. It wasn't enjoyable. I mean, no one wanted to play a portable game console. And if you think about it, right, your portable game consoles like the 2DS, 3DS, DSi, etc., even your Nintendo Switch, right, if you're playing it in portable mode, those are going to be played in a mobile setting, right? They're going to be, you know, who wants to get on a plane and play on a small screen and get motion sick because of the screen's super awesome effect? Who's going to want to do that? No one wants to, right? And so they come up with the 2DS, which is just like the 3DS, but it didn't have the gimmick on the bottom of the screen. And it had, I think it had like a little bit less internal storage, maybe. I mean, the specs on it were just so unusually, just like, make little sense. Are you a trainer? Nope, you're just a guy to talk to. Hello. Yeah, we've been in the Great Marsh. The Great Marsh is not fun. But it also made things a little difficult for the way you'd want to have a game on Nintendo, right? I mean, because it's the same thing. It's like, I am there, so I need to go 2 tiles and 1 tile down. Alright. So, not 1, 2. Full heal. So that you know, that's kind of this is kind of a really weird town. Wow. But yeah, Nintendo kind of messed themselves up with that. Okay, that is not what I thought it was. My brain is thinking of too many things. For a second I saw Pokeball and I thought Pokemon Center, and I thought, let's go get our guys guild up. And no, it was a gym. Alright, so let's see here. Bag. TMs. Rock Smash, Stealth Rock, no, Bullet Seed. That is possibly a 50 to 125 power move. Not really something we want to mess with entirely. The greater the target, the greater the boost power. Not really what we want to mess with either. Shockwave, which is a 60 power move. Use this item. Curia. Because her special attack should be the higher attack stat. It's a little bit on the low side, considering, but we can definitely replace Charm with it, though. I think we're going to be good coming into this gym now. But yeah, so when you're trying to develop for multiple systems like that, it can be a bit of a problem. it can be very difficult to know exactly what your end user is going to be using or what their gameplay experience is. Crash your wake. So, Pokemon. Groudle, Luxray, Kirlia. And actually, we want Luxray up front. I think this is going to be our best bet. Alright. So this is another one of those puzzly kind of gyms. And, you know, Pokemon does that a lot. All we have to do in this gym is we have to go and find buttons, push buttons, and most buttons we're going to be fine getting to. We don't really even have to fight a lot of the trainers at that. Let's see, we have to push this button. We do have to fight a couple of them though, so... This trainer we have to fight. What's funny is if we had the Surf TM or HM and had the ability to use it, we wouldn't have to worry about it. Wingle, wingle, wingle. Oh. We got so excited about having a Gastrodon that we forgot to actually just update our team. We had a Gastrodon. Boom. Bam. Spark should pretty much just fry this thing like a barbecue chicken. 4 times damage, that'll do it. And technically it's 150% times 2, so it's 300% times 2 more, which is like 600%. It's insane how much damage you do as a lightning type against a flying lightning. Or a flying water. But yeah, as far as, you know, games like that, it's one of the reasons why I love the fact that I'm a hybrid gamer, right? I'm a console player and a PC player, because if something's not really good on PC, I can completely get it on console, and I'm, for the most part, perfectly fine depending on the game. Now, if it was something like a first-person shooter, I'm going to play that on PC 99.9% of the time. I hate this for first-person shooters. I would much rather be mouse and keyboard. So for something like Redfall, which comes out tomorrow night, and I can't wait for it to come out. Actually, it comes out in just a little bit, a few hours from now, if I remember right. That... Alright, so now we have to fight this guy. But, so yeah, but for something like, you know, Pokemon, yeah, RPG games, anything that doesn't require a whole lot of precision, I'm great with the keyboard. But I'm also going to control it. Now, if it's a platforming game, though, right, that's going to be something that I'm going to want a controller for. So if we were to do something like Celeste on this channel, we would be grabbing a controller and doing that. It would be something that we'd want a controller for 100% of the time. Tuber Jackie. Another forced battle. So many of them. Pokémon Emerald. Pretty much Spark is going to be everything that we want in this full fight. I think we might just be able to get through alternate plays with Spark. There might be more than 20 Pokemon to fight, though. Okay, so come here, push this button here. And if I remember right... Oh, wait, yes. What am I missing? No, it's here. It's the yellow button. It's like, wait a second. Why is the yellow button not doing what the yellow button should do? Come on. Like the raging sea, I crash down and wash away everything before me. That's just how I roll. Well, I roll in a very similar way. Sailor Samson. And here is where we're going to be okay to a point. So what I'm going to do here is so Volt Switch is a 7100 and this is 65-100. We're going to Volt Switch on Shellos. Now remember, Gastrodon has the ground type, not Shellos, which is something that's hurt us a lot. We're going to Volt Switch. It's going to knock them out. They're going to faint. We're going to get us a switch out. I think we're going to go with Kirlia. We're going to keep Kirlia. So we should be able to Shockwave and knock it out. Rain Dance. We're going to Rain Dance. So the other kind of cool thing that happened this little weekend that started right is Digrat and I have once again decided that we're going to try our hand at the garden thing, and we've actually made it's the blue Shellos. Oh my gosh, love it. We've made a raised garden bed to grow some watermelon. Oh, yeah, watermelons. That's pretty good. If we don't get confused, we should be fine. Wow, that's great. Maybe we'll get lucky and we won't hurt ourselves. Hey, luck! It's on our side. So we made it so it raised a garden bed. We started, getting the soil all ready and all that. It was a pretty good amount of effort that we had yesterday to get it all taken care of. Bought some tubing, I guess is the best way to call it, an irrigation kit. And it's quite, not exactly working the way we want it to. So I gotta work on that a bit. So this trainer here, we should be able to talk to and fight again. If we want to. Yeah, we might get another level off of fighting these guys, so let's try that. Barboach. That is a bit of a problem. So we'll have to bite, which does enough. And the flinch is great. Now we'll take that flinch all the way to the bank. And that was really good for us to know that the Barboach was coming, because that tells us that we probably need to come out here and swap our Groudle for our Luxray. These are just basically the exits. There's nothing there we need to worry about. Mr. Wake. Crasher Wake. But yeah, we got that all kind of set up. Need to take care of the irrigation line though. One of the connectors, I guess when I started burying it popped, and so I gotta fix that tomorrow. Gyarados. We got juked. Oh well. Oh, 27 versus 31. Alright. So we're gonna go with Leafage because we're gonna do extra damage with Leafage. Especially with it Ice Fang has. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, so we're about to be Ice Fanged. So we need stats. Who's got between, so we have special defense 60, special defense 48. Oh, yuck. Ground type is super effective versus ice. Oh. So I think we go with our Luxray. Swap it out. Yeah, of course, after we got the Ice Fang, we didn't freeze, so we're good there. Spark. Crunch, which hurts, but it's not horrible. Special defense dropping is a little, or defense dropping is a little bit on the bad side. But we should be able to one-shot Gyarados, and depending upon what's about to come out next, we should be good. We should be just perfectly fine. Nice. Throttle wants to be, yes, for getting old for Leech Seed. Love me some Leech Seed. Growth is so good. But I'm thinking if we're gonna go like Leech Seed Curse, we probably won't do that. Quagsire. So this is why we bring this. Quagsire is Gastrodon before Gastrodon. I mean, Quagsire was amazing. Whiscash also. I mean, this thing has 3 ground water types. That's just a lot. Man, Quagsire is so bulky. At least it's not a Hyper Potion, but Super Potion's still been pretty rude. You know, so just an observation here, Turtle Club, right? So we've played Takedown. Yes, we definitely want a really good stab move. Yeah, because that will work. That'll work with the Endeavor option. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So here we are playing this game, right? We're about to fight a Floatzel. Will we switch our Pokemon? Yeah, we'll switch our Pokemon out to Luxray. And you know, we've done a couple of Pokemon games. Here we've done Gen 3. We've done Gen 4, technically, right? We've also done Gen 8 because it's so chill. And I've played through quite a few things, right? So we had XY, right? We had the Mega Evolutions. Oh, that hurt. That's okay, we have purely awaiting the wings. And she can shockwave with the best of them. She's still a little bit on the slow side, and she's got low special. Things are looking a little bit worse for us. Alright, alright. Grottle? Ready? Pal? Can you hurt this thing? Too much to ask for one shot? This is where it gets exciting. Now this is where it gets unfortunate, I think. If we go to Pokemon, we don't have many left. We have 2, 3 that are really not going to be good against this Pokemon. We do not have... Oh, we have a revive. Well, who do we revive, though? The problem, right, is that we have a potion which is going to restore 20 hit points, but that's nothing to what this Floatzel will do to us. So no matter what we do this turn, Grottle is just gone, because the Floatzel is going to go for the kill. So ideally, if we revive, I think Luxray, because he has more hit points, and he has a better special defense. So I think we have to do that. But yeah, so different generations of Pokemon, right? This is a pretty gnarly fight, right? Clearly, this Floatzel is Crasher's Pokemon. This is his anchor Pokemon to his team. Yeah, this is a signature Pokemon for a gym leader, if we could use that word, right? We hung on. Alright, that should do it. And this was a pretty bad fight. I mean, it had blood. That's really all it had was blood. It was just this move, it was like, okay, whatever. Now, when we get to X and Y, and we get to, you know, Alpha and Omega, and we get to, like, Sun and Moon, and all these other games, we have these things that make the fight, like, what's the signature Pokemon? Who's the big dude, right? How can we tell? What makes that a thing? And we had Mega Evolutions, and that told you, hey, if they've got like Squirtelian or whatever it was, or Blastoisean, or something along those lines. I love the Grottle. I mean, it looks like it's just part of an RPG map almost on top, right? With the way it's just a little terrain. I love the Pokédex entry too, because it's like, yeah, small Pokemon occasionally gather on its moving back to begin building their nests. That's an impressively big Pokemon. Yes, we're gonna. Our Earthshake brings all the. Everyone needs to run away. So Bite, while good, is gone. Yes. Yes. If we were Grogu in the Mandalorian, yes, 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 absolutely on that. But yeah, so Pokemon with just signature Pokemon. Pokemon Gym's a signature Pokemon. No, Kirlia does not get to evolve. Kirlia is going to become a Gallade if it kills him. Here's our badge, and what's that about a badge? Boom. Yeah. There's the Fin badge. We use Defog. Defog's needed. Wish it was Surf. Brian, though. Brian's really good. So, let's see. Pull our trainer card out here. Bam. Love the little badge case. That's just a really nice touch with the graphics and everything, with the way it looks. I mean, it just really just looks nice. So we got 3, 4, 4 more to go. 4 more to go. We haven't saved, so we're going to save our adventure. So once we get into these later games, though, right, we have these signature Pokemon that make the game a little bit more interesting. The fights are a little bit more interesting. Or you have the Mega Evolutions, and to a lesser extent, you have the Z moves, right? When you have the little do the little dance kind of thing, the Hulu dance from Alola, and that's like, okay, this is clearly like the Pokemon you need to worry about, and you can kind of tell when they pulled out the unusual Pokemon, and you don't get that with that, and I kind of wish. With these older games, and I kind of wish, you know, when they do remakes like this, they would have something similar to that. Maybe a retooling of some sort. But, you know, it is what it is. There's not much you can do about that. Alright, so we are supposed to go Pastoria City, and that's where we're at, right? We are in Pastoria City. Alright, so we've already went and beat up the people at the gym. Who's this? This is a Team Galactic person. You look a little suspicious. Don't you dare follow me, and then takes off. Don't go chasing. Oh, here's Swag Synchro. Rival battle. Here we are. Here we are. Here is Swag Synchro. Alright. Starly. And we're gonna lead with a Grottle. For Kara. Well. There is a size difference. It kind of helps, but this is just not the fight we need. So we're going to go Pokemon, we're going to go Luxray, we're going to swap out. Weird. So I guess the Quick Claw, alright, that's... Oh, yeah. Alright. We should have led with Kirlia instead. Maybe we could go with Spark. Double Quick Claw. That's rude. That's really rude. Endeavor so horrible. Weasel. Will we switch Pokemon? No. Thankfully, the Weasel is the baby Floatzel, and we should be okay. Awesome. Bam. Get like a Mack truck here. Roselia. Yes, we will switch out. We will go to Kirlia. Because Psychic is really good against Poison. Man, this Kirlia is slow. Oh my goodness. that is just... I'm all for getting the Ralts and leveling up to Kirlia and getting it to Glade, but at this rate it's becoming problematic. Monferno. Yes, we will switch. It's kind of... Man. You know... Torterra. It's, so here's this fighting type. And we are a grass rock type, but we know Earthquake. And, well, Swag Synchro, not the brightest bulb in the bush. Boom. You should chase him down. Oh, yeah, we're gonna chase him down, Swag. That's exactly what we were doing before you interrupted us. You there. So, back to our favorite item in the game. Repel. So the Team Galactic guy headed up this way. Well, I guess we can use Rock Smash. Aerial Ace is so good. I believe our Absol that's trapped up there has Aerial Ace because it's such a good move. Alright, so that's Fisher, that's Fisher. This is a Team Galactic person. Still running away. A red shard, which is used for some various things. So this is a hotel. I want to point out that there is no elevator, there's no staircase. There is nothing to this hotel. And it's one of my big complaints about Pokemon games. I love Pokemon games. They're great. They're designed pretty well. I don't have much of an issue with a lot of them. But the worlds themselves feel so fake and artificial. I wish they would do something about that. Valor Lakefront, you Galactic guy keeps running. Okay. Paralyze heal. Finally, we get a fight. Alright. One Pokemon. It is a Glamow, and those can definitely do some damage. But we have a giant glacier of a Pokemon that is just... I mean, we're basically a walking continent at this point. Hit it with a little tectonic shift. Is it raining outside again? Well, it might be raining outside again. Level 33 Torterra. Awesome. Hey, Cynthia. Yeah. Secret medicine for Pokemon that we passed and didn't actually go see, and now we have to go. Alright. So, Route 210. So we came about this location here. Here's the Psyduck, right? So we could have come down this way to get to Pastoria City, but instead we used this shorter route. And so that's the reason why we don't know about the Psyduck. Bag. Favorite item. Use. We might be able to get all the way to the Psyduck if given enough time, so... 214. Big Root. Yes, we want another one. So, interesting. Interesting. Ruin Maniac Hunter. Alright, so now shield on. This is super effective fire system quake, so let's go. Let's go. Let's just... Oh, it's sturdy. How about that? Not sturdy enough to survive its own takedown, though. Or shield on. Bye, Shelly. That is a downer. That is one unconscious Pokemon. Alright. The vent from the ground underground is cool. Bag, repel, use, okay. Map. Is this the cave? Oh, nope. We found Dig. interesting. So why I think that is the game progresses as you catch unknown, and the cave digging becomes more and more. Look out behind you. What is it? My Pokemon that walks behind me. Psychic Abigail. Here comes Ghastly. And Ghastly is generally a ghost poison type, which means that Earthquake should be super effective, but most Ghastly's levitate. So we're going to try it, see if we actually get it. Nope. We got by the levitate. Alright. Payback! Interesting. And yeah, this is not a fight that we're going to actually be able to beat with our wonderful here. So we'll just go ahead and switch out to Kirlia. Confuse Ray. Oh, so lame. This is the last fight for the stream. It's going to be one of these kind of fights. Alright. We're going to try Psychic. We're going to hit by Payback, and it's going to hurt a little bit. And we're going to totally knock out the Ghastly. Yes, I know my little watch. It is 8 in the morning. I've got to get ready for bed. One thing to remind everyone about is, of course, in the next 12 hours, we're going to be starting our Nino Kuni stream. We're doing some really cool stuff there. We finally are on our way to the next town. We made it through Tahiti, the fairy island. That's pretty cool there. We're going to set a Mischievous on fire and see if it burns. Turns out it does. Hope to see everyone that's willing and able to come tonight at 8 o'clock. Kadabra will absolutely keep this wonderful, wonderful specimen of a good boy. Beat up, because why not? It'll do so much damage to Kadabra. Such an amazing move. And that's going to be it, guys. We are on our way to save some Psyducks. That will be the next episode of the stream. I want to say thank you to the Lurk Squad who came in today. There's been quite a few of you this morning. We don't know who you are exactly, so don't worry. Your secret's safe with us. But, just to be fair, we have an idea of a couple of people that might be on the Lurk Squad, including our Lurker Supreme Shadow. And Frankie, thank you for popping in and saying hello. Always a pleasure to see you here, sir. That all said, Turtle Club, I'm going to have myself a good night. You out there in the land of the internet, have yourself a good breakfast, good lunch, good dinner. Whatever you're about to do, stay safe, wash your hands, and as always, have a good one. Take care.